Yarny.
Hello, welcome to another Yarny video. In this tutorial, you will learn how to crochet this flat circle. It's a great way for beginners to practice crochet, and it is also the perfect size of a coaster, so you will be able to use these in your day-to-day. All you need to know to proceed is the magic ring and the double crochet. Don't worry, we will go slowly in this video so you can follow along every step. Otherwise, we also have slow and detailed tutorials on the magic ring and the double crochet that we will be linking down below if you're interested. For the materials, I'll be using this Red Heart Stripes yarn in Icelandic color. I like the Stripes collection yarn from Red Heart for projects like these because it makes a colorful coaster. Check it out because they have other nice stripes colors just like these here. Of course, feel free to use solid colored yarn too, it's really up to you. This yarn is acrylic and it's in the medium number 4 weight. They recommend using a 5.5 millimeter crochet hook, but for my coaster, I decided to use a 4.5 millimeter crochet hook to make the stitches look tighter. You'll also need some scissors to cut the yarn at the end and a yarn needle to weave the end. Let's start. So as a starting point, we will do a magic ring. In order to do the magic ring, we will take the tail end of a yarn, put it on top of our fingers. Now we will split our fingers like this, and then take the working yarn, which is the side that's attached to your ball of yarn, and do a loop around your 2 fingers so that it makes a cross on top, just like this. Now make sure you hold on to your yarn so that the cross stays in place. Now we will grab our crochet hook, insert our hook under the cross so that it goes on to grab the top left portion of the yarn right here. Now you will pull the yarn forward, and as you can see currently your crochet hook is basically facing downwards because it's pulling onto the yarn. What you want to do is twist your hook so that the hook faces upwards. By doing so, you see it creates a loop on your hook. Now you should still see a cross on top of your fingers, otherwise do like me and use your fingers to place the cross. Now use your hook to grab onto the top left portion of the yarn one more time so you can pull onto the yarn through the loop on your hook. And by doing so, you have your magic ring. Now once we have completed the magic ring, you will simply hold on to your magic ring and we will do 2 chains. Now the chains are very simple. We simply wrap the yarn around our hook and pull the yarn through the loop on the hook. And this is 1 chain. Now we will do that again. So wrap the yarn around your hook and pull the yarn through the loop on your hook, and we have 2 chains. Now the reason I'm doing the chains is because the double crochet stitch has a certain height, and the 2 chains give me the perfect height to start my double crochet stitches. Now, if you've ever worked in rows, you know that working a double crochet requires turning chains, and the turning chains usually requires 3 chains for a double crochet. The reason I'm not doing 3 chains here is because the 2 chains that I started here gives me enough height for my double crochet stitch. Now, let's start. The next step is going to be very easy. What we're going to do is 12 double crochet inside the magic ring. My chain here that I did do not count as a stitch. And now in order to do the double crochet inside the magic ring, it's very simple. We're going to wrap the yarn around our hook, and now we will insert our hook inside the magic ring. Now we will wrap the yarn around our hook so that we pull the yarn back through the magic ring like this. Now, as you can see, by doing this, we have 3 loops on our hook. What we're going to do is wrap the yarn around our hook so that you pull through the first 2 loops on your hook like this. And now you have 2 loops left on your hook. Wrap the yarn around your hook so that you pull the yarn through the last 2 loops. And so just like that, I have my first double crochet. So I'll do 11 more. So wrap the yarn around our hook, insert the hook inside the magic ring, Then wrap the yarn around your hook, so you pull onto the yarn back through the magic ring. And now wrap the yarn around your hook so that you pull it through the first 2 loops on the hook only. You have 2 loops left. Wrap the yarn around your hook to pull it through the 2 loops. So I have done 2 double crochet. I have 10 more to do. So I've just completed my 12 double crochet in my first round. What I'll do is pull onto the tail end here so that it tightens the middle of the circle here. And now you see we still have an opening. What we want to do is to shut this opening here with a slip stitch. Now I want to make sure I insert my hook in my first double crochet and not the chain that I did at first, because like I mentioned, the chain does not count as a stitch. So just to make sure, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So this 12th stitch here is where I will insert my hook and then wrap the yarn around my hook to pull it back through the stitch. And right away, I will also pull it through the loop on my hook. And this is how we do a slip stitch. Now, to do round 2, we will again add height to our stitch in order to do the double crochet. So what we're going to do is chain 2. So wrap the yarn around your hook, pull it through the loop on your hook. That's chain 1. Wrap the yarn around your hook, pull it through the loop on your hook, and that's chain 2. Now, in order to have a flat circle, we want to increase the number of stitches. So the round 2, we will have 24 stitches because we want to double the amount of stitches that we have in round 1. So round 1, we had 12 double crochet. So round 2, we will have 24. In order to achieve that, it's very simple. We're simply going to do increases. Increases simply mean we do 2 stitches in 1 stitch. So in the first stitch of round 2, I will have 2 double crochet. And since we had 12 stitches in the round 1, if we add 2 stitches in each stitch, we will have 24 stitches in total. Now, like I mentioned, this chain here that I started does not count as a stitch. So what I'll do is insert 2 double crochet in my first stitch here that you guys can see. And so wrap the yarn around your hook and then insert your hook inside the first stitch here. Wrap the yarn around your hook to pull it back through the stitch. By doing so, you have 3 loops on your hook. Wrap the yarn around your hook to pull it through the first 2 loops only. And now you have 2 loops left on your hook. Wrap the yarn around your hook to pull it through the 2 loops. So you have 1 double crochet in your first stitch. Now you will do another double crochet in the same stitch that we just did the double crochet. So wrap the yarn around your hook, insert your hook inside the stitch, wrap the yarn around your hook to pull it back through the stitch. You have 3 loops on your hook. Wrap the yarn around your hook to pull it through the first 2 loops on the hook. Now wrap the yarn around your hook to pull it through the last 2 loops. So now we have done 2 double crochet in 1 stitch. We're going to do the same thing in all the 11 remaining stitches. So in my next stitch, I'll do 2 double crochet in the same stitch. So wrapping my yarn and then insert the hook in my next stitch. Wrap the yarn around my hook to pull it back through the stitch. I have 3 loops on my hook. Wrap the yarn around my hook to pull it through the first 2 loops. And now wrap the yarn around my hook to pull it through the last 2 loops. Now I'll do another double crochet in that same stitch. So wrap the yarn around my hook, insert my hook in that same stitch I just did the double crochet. Wrap the yarn around my hook to pull it back through the stitch. You have 3 loops on your hook. Wrap the yarn around your hook to pull it through the first 2 loops. And now wrap the yarn around your hook to pull it through the last 2 loops. So we have 4 double crochet that we just did. So I'll continue inserting 2 double crochet in each of the 10 remaining stitches of round 1. So I have just completed my 24th double crochet, and again, in order to close this gap here, we want to do a slip stitch in the first double crochet we did of round 2. So to make sure we identify the right stitch, because remember we always do chain 2, and so I would just count back. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. So this stitch here is where I will insert my hook and then wrap the yarn around my hook to pull it back through the stitch and pull the yarn through the loop on my hook. And this is how I do the slip stitch. Now for round 3, again, we want to add height to our stitch. So chain 1, wrap the yarn around your hook, pull it through the loop. Chain 2, wrap the yarn around your hook and pull it through the loop. And now we're ready for round 3. Now for round 3 onwards, it's going to be a little different than round 2. So remember how in round 1 we did 12 double crochet, and in round 2 we doubled the amount of stitches to have 24 double crochet. For round 3 onwards, it's going to be different. What we want to do is in every round that we are adding around the circle, we want to add 12 stitches. And this is because we started with 12 stitches. So I have 12, 24, and then 36, and then 48 like this. But say if you had started with 10 double crochet in your magic ring, what you would have done in the second round would be 20 double crochet because you're adding 10. Third round you would add 10 again, so you would have 30. And then fourth round you would add 10 again to have 40. So this is the concept where the amount of stitches you started with, you will be increasing that amount in each round that you're adding around the circle, and this will create your flat circle. So how do we achieve adding 12 stitches in each round? So now, in order to do that, we will basically alternate between 1 double crochet in the next stitch and then increase in the following stitch, meaning 2 double crochet in the following stitch. And you will simply alternate that all around. So that means in the next stitch, I have 1 double crochet. In the following, I have 2 double crochet. In the next stitch, I have 1 double crochet, and then the next one, 2 double crochet, and so on. So 1 double crochet, 2 double crochet, 1 double crochet, 2 double crochet, all around. So now, like I mentioned, this first chain that we start here never counts as a stitch. So I will insert 1 double crochet in my first stitch at the base here. So wrap the yarn around your hook, insert your hook inside the first stitch, wrap the yarn around your hook to pull it back through the stitch to have 3 loops on your hook, wrap the yarn around your hook to pull it through the first 2 loops. Now you have 2 loops left on your hook, wrap the yarn around your hook to pull it through the 2 loops. You have your first double crochet. Now I'm moving on to my next stitch here. The next stitch I'm doing an increase, meaning I will have 2 double crochet in the same stitch. So wrap the yarn around your hook, insert your hook inside the stitch, wrap the yarn around your hook to pull it back through the stitch. You have 3 loops on your hook. Wrap the yarn around your hook to pull it through the first 2 loops only. And now wrap the yarn around your hook to pull it through the last 2 loops here. Now, because we're doing an increase, we're going to add a double crochet in the same stitch here. So wrap the yarn around your hook, insert your hook inside the same stitch you just did, the double crochet. Wrap the yarn around your hook to pull it back through that stitch. Now you have 3 loops on your hook. Wrap the yarn around your hook, pull it through the first 2 loops. And now you have 2 loops left. So wrap the yarn around your hook to pull it through the 2 loops. Now you have just done an increase. Now the next one, you will do 1 double crochet in the next stitch. So wrapping yarn around the hook, insert the hook in the stitch, pull the yarn back through the stitch, and now wrap your yarn around your hook to pull it through the first 2 loops. Wrap your yarn around your hook to pull it through the last 2 loops. Now I have done my 1 double crochet. I'm moving on to the next stitch where I will be increasing again. So 2 stitches in 1 stitch. So inserting my hook in the stitch. And so I'm doing my first double crochet, and I'm doing a second double crochet in the same stitch. And after I've done that, moving on to the next stitch where I'm doing 1 double crochet in the next stitch. And then after I'm done that, I'm moving on to the following stitch where I will be doing an increase, so 2 double crochet in the same stitch. So this is my first double crochet that I'm doing in this stitch. And since I'm increasing, I'm doing a second double crochet in the same stitch. So by doing that, we're basically increasing by 12 stitches around the circle. So I'll just go ahead and do the alternation between 1 double crochet in the next stitch and then increase in the following. So 1 double crochet, 2 double crochet, 1 double crochet, 2 double crochet. So I've just completed my 36 stitches of round 3, and again I will attach the gap with a slip stitch, and to make sure I have the right stitch and not the chain, I'll just count back. So 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 16 17 18 19 20 21 22 23 24 25 26 27 28 29 30 31 32 33 34 35 36. So I'll insert my hook under the first double crochet that we did and pull onto the yarn back through the stitch and also through the loop on my hook. Now we have completed round 3. So we will do the last round, and as a start, again, 2 chain. So wrapping the yarn around your hook, pull it through the loop on your hook. That's chain 1. Wrap the yarn around your hook, pull it through the loop on your hook. That's chain 2. So now for the 4th chain, again, the concept is the same. So we want to add 12 double crochet in the last round here. So we will have 12 stitch here, then 24 in the second, and then 36 on our third here, and then 48 in the last round. So to do that, what we're going to do to add 12 stitches is, remember how in round 3 we did 1 double crochet and then we did an increase, 1 double crochet, increase, 1 double crochet, increase, and so on. Now for this last round, we're going to do 2 double crochet and then the third stitch will be an increase. So what this means is you do 1 double crochet in the first stitch, 1 double crochet in the second stitch, and then increase, meaning 2 double crochet in the third stitch. Then 1 double crochet in the 4th stitch, 1 double crochet in the 5th stitch, and then increase in the 6th stitch. So 2 double crochet in the 6th stitch. And so going on and on. So double crochet, increase, double crochet, increase, double crochet, increase, so on. And this will give us 48 stitches at the end of round 4. Now, in case you wanted to add more rounds, so a 5th or 6th or 7th round, in order to add 12 stitches in each additional round, what you're simply going to do is in every additional round, you add a double crochet before you do an increase. So this means since the round 4, we do double crochet, increase, Well, in round 5, you would do double crochet, double crochet, double crochet, increase. And then in each additional round, you add a double crochet before each increase. Now let's do our last round here, and we will start with 1 double crochet in the next stitch. Wrap your yarn around your hook, insert your hook in your first stitch, pull the yarn back through the stitch, wrap the yarn around your hook to pull it through the first 2 loops. Now wrap the yarn around your hook to pull it through the last 2 loops. Now you have your first double crochet. Now we will do a double crochet in the second stitch. So wrap the yarn around your hook, insert your hook inside the second stitch of the round, pull the yarn through. You have 3 loops on your hook, wrap the yarn around your hook, pull it through the first 2 loops, wrap the yarn around your hook, pull it through the last 2 loops. Now you have done 2 double crochet, so 1 double crochet in the first stitch, 1 double crochet in the second stitch. Now the third stitch is where we're doing the increase. So you insert your first double crochet in the third stitch, and then after you've done your first double crochet in the third stitch, you're adding another double crochet in the same stitch here that you just did your double crochet. So this is how we do our increase. It's our first increase. Now after we've done our increase, we go back to double crochet in 1 stitch. So 1 double crochet in the next stitch, and then we're moving on to the following stitch, where we will add 1 double crochet in the following stitch. And now we're back to our increase. So in the next stitch, you're inserting 2 double crochet in the same stitch. So I have my first double crochet in my stitch here. I'll do another double crochet in the same stitch I just did my double crochet. So I've just completed my increase. Now I'm back to 1 double crochet per stitches. So 1 double crochet in my next stitch, and then I'll do a double crochet in the next stitch. So not the same stitch I just did my double crochet. And then we're back to our increase. So 1 double crochet in my following stitch, and then I'll insert another double crochet in the same stitch I just did my double crochet. So I'll simply do this alternation all the way to the end of the round. So this means that you will do double crochet in the next stitch, and then move on to your following stitch with 1 double crochet. And then your following stitch, the third stitch here, you will do 2 double crochet in the same stitch. And you will do double crochet, increase, double crochet, increase, double crochet, increase, all the way until the end here. And you will have 48 stitches in total at the end of this round 4. So I've just completed my 48th double crochet, and now to close the gap here, again, I'll do a slip stitch in the first double crochet that I did. And so if you're not sure which one is the first double crochet that you did, just do the technique I did in the other rounds where I'm counting back until the 48th stitch. So I'll insert my hook in the first double crochet that I did, and then wrap the yarn around my hook to pull it through the stitch and also through the loop on my hook here. And now we are basically done with our coaster. And as a reference guide, a coaster is generally 3.5 to 4 inches in diameter. And I have a ruler here. As you can see, this is basically 4 inches. And I have an example coaster here. It's basically the perfect size of a coaster, as you can see. So we're ready to snip off the yarn. And so just cut a long tail, maybe 8 inches or 6 to 8 inches. So then we will start weaving in. You just want to pull onto the end here so that you don't unravel the stitches like this. And now take your yarn needle so that we can weave in this end here. So what I like to do first is insert my yarn needle in the middle of the next stitch, going under the back loop here, like this. And then what I'll do is work my way around the back here. So under the stitches, and I want to work my way back all the way to the middle so I can attach this piece of yarn to this piece of yarn here so that it secures the stitches. And so I will just go slowly and patiently under every stitch. There's no correct or wrong way of doing so. Simply make sure you're inserting your yarn needle under each stitches so you can hide the piece of yarn. So I've worked my way back towards the middle, as you can see, and I want the two pieces of yarn to be as close as possible. So once I've done that, I'll simply do a knot between the two, and feel free to make 2 or 3 or 4 just to make sure you're securing the stitches. So once you're confident that it's pretty much secured, I'll just go ahead and weave in a little bit. I don't need to weave in the whole length of the yarn here, but just a little portion before I cut off the yarn. So see, I just did a little bit, and I'll just cut off this portion here. This is done, and I'll do the same thing for this one. I'll just weave in a little bit. And just like that, we have a nice flat circle, which can also be used as a coaster for your mugs or cups on a day-to-day basis. Thank you for watching. Really hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to hit the like button and to subscribe to our channel for more content. See you soon!